Hello everybody, welcome back to part 12 of my Danganronpa series. If you haven't watched the previous video yet, I suggest you do that right now, because otherwise this one really wouldn't make a lot of sense. Oh, it's popped right up above my head. Because this is going to be a continuation of my trial. So, I really do hope you enjoy it and find out who killed me so that we can move on. Okay, let's get right to it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, where today we're going to push the buttons of Byakuya, as he may or may not have had something to do with the murder of Chihiro. I always wanted to say the murder of Genocide Jack, but that doesn't make sense. Anyway, so we pointed the finger at him because he could copy the Genocide Jack case. Yeah, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you already looked at the Genocide Jack case file more than once before this all happened, hadn't you? You think this is coming to this?
And the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her. So he actually seemed to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. I'm on fire.
Byakuya, what's your response? I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer. Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange. In the locker rooms, they're suspicious, very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms yet. Let's start with the girls' locker room. Wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy, I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room. Nothing face about that, I say? On the contrary, there's something very strange. Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class. There's a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I'm gonna make it clear to everybody. Absorbing statements.
So you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before he found the body. He was acting weird? How?
You have prevented the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room. You absolutely take it. The natural reaction for any guy. The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that, huh? I wish you'd taken me with you. Going back his comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realized there's a clear contradiction there, because it doesn't make sense how he could have known before we found it. Okay, need to make that contradiction clear. Hold on! I'll tell you what's so strange about that, because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim actually was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold water. I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak. Huh? What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us. Burn me to the ground. What's like Byakuya's attitude? Looks like he doesn't even care. You've got him cornered. He's acting like it has nothing to do with him. What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it. There is, I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh, prove that I'm the culprit, you mean? The difference between this case and other genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be?
What, the difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? Well, when I went to kill, I used my very own special scissors. And I used the same scissors to arrange the body. But Chihiro was suspended with some kind of rule, was it not?
That's right, it absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh? I've never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere. Proof that Byakuya did it is hidden within the rope. I guess it's possible. First, the item she had bound with the item she had been bound with was used light rope. Was it actually a rope? No, it wasn't. Byakuya didn't use rope. He used a very specific object. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used that extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time. Went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you wouldn't discover that fact. The Byakuya must be the one who took that extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility. That's really what you think? Your conclusion is something like this. I killed Chihiro in the girl's locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. Intentionally, I made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right? He's doing it again. He's still totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved? What's wrong? I ask you if you think that's what happened. Oh yeah, that's what happened. So that's it, right? That Byakuya has the killer.
I don't disagree with that disagreeing.
He kept telling you it's a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win. Sorry, but can we just hold on for a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more. We really need to. We already decided on who did it. I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me. Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering me? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you? Wait, was that just now? Something's not right. Chihira's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room. Does that mean? Can I really just accept what Byakuya said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said. You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else? How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. Come on now. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There's absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else? Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene. The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all that. I believe I do. Hey, Byakuya, King Pretty Boy, did I just take Mr. Perfection off guard? When the story suddenly moves to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now. Maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else. Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else? Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof. Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys' and girls' locker rooms. The proof she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room. Proof is some post. The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would a girls' locker room have a poster like that? I bet the my subjectives are totally fake! Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Super popular. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room. So you think that maybe the posters was switched? And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura? You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you? Protein coffee? While I was in your girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away. No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet. That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee. So does that mean he took the carpet, like, to the courtroom to show it to Sakura right now? Because that's weird. Does that mean the carpets were switched as well? But why would anyone want to do that? Move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. Certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place. You can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that? Huh? Why would they go through all the trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question, if the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reading device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with. Well, she did have a way, and I could tell you what it was. I highly doubt that. Shut up, I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it. I have brain cells too, you know. Is that right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Ah, I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her. No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall, man. My thing. I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room, no problem. See, I'm smart. Theoretically, if she was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room. Well, I found Leon's main room in the main hall. There's no doubt otherwise. In which case, can we really say that she used it? I object. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook. Why not, dude? Because Leon's handbook was broken. Oh, well then yeah, I guess that'd be pretty possible, huh? I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up. It's not a regulation against using someone else's handbook. Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want and you'd be safe. Yep, hit the nail square in the noggin! Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anymore. Then she was like hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and... Nah, you can't fix any handbook. The instant you open one up, the security browser starts blaring. So she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own. Maybe Mr. Iggy's initial assumption is just wrong. It seems there's no way she could have gotten into the boys' locker room, so I guess... Okay then, I vote for Byakuya! Is that it then? Gio was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya's the one who did it? Really? Still, I don't know what else I can do. Hold on a second. Kyoko Kirigiri is here to save the day once again. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track. What the? You finally decided to open your mouth and that's what you're gonna say? There's no way she could get into the boys' locker room, so... Why are you so sure she didn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access. What the fuck? What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait! Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry, this will make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? Make things more exciting? Well, alright then. In the name of the viewers, I declare an official class 12 recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? They better not be boring, or our viewers are gonna leave.
Oh, I have no doubt you'll meet their lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off, with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... girls' locker room? We already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
Want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like, you think I have? No way! It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body. It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, just based on religious grounds, you know? Very well, I'll do it.
You're a girl, you should never touch that body. Just let the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop shooting around.
Okay, here we go. I am sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion. Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe you will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but what does this mean?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible. Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled. This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
I see. So that's actually she. Interesting. Thank you for confirming the fact.
Shut up, you mascara-wielding weirdo. You're joking, right? I wouldn't joke about this. Then it's really true! Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a duder. And he was a cross-dresser? No, I'm really on fire. I wish I had killed him. So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. That certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and back to the trial. Yoo-hoo-hoo! Okie dokie, I do apologize for keeping the viewers waiting. Now, let's resume the trial. We all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. So let's pick up from there. Well, yes, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
The Chihiro was actually a dude. Thought it never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem getting access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did in fact list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through. So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka's and Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem possible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it very odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is a most titillating situation.
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever, we still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed. and he fell through his own little world again.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya is the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all. Huh? But I'm the one who will kill him in the first place? It just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying it, solving the mystery. The way he's acting makes it look like it doesn't have anything to do with it.
You think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with it?
Because the evidence he left behind was a little too, how can I put it, overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you. So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have any more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I'm not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it. And what was King Pretty Boy doing in the girls' locker room, huh? Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not fucking with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I'm very hard to believe!
Go ahead, find it very fucking hard to believe. You're free to be fucking executed along with the rest of us. If you're telling the truth, then why? Why did you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, what you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it? I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more. We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, but Makoto, if there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die. That is true. Very well then, I'm with you as well.
Damn straight, count me in, bruh. You don't have a mind of your own? Of course I do. What am I, an end or something? Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have to make a decision. That's very true.
Lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall I resume our game of hide and seek? But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means... Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, we need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In a way, so that would have been a gap. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Celeste's account. So there is a single clue that might lead us to CHIHIRO'S. Well, clues are one thing, but... Did nobody get a look at the killer? Well, I'm sure if they saw the killer, somebody would say something by now. Perhaps someone saw the victim or something. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah, all we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's all over, man. It's all over, man. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer, and only the killer did. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over. No, not game over. Well, as a matter of fact, there is an eyewitness account regarding Chihiro. She has more information about that. No, that's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That's why you're making out such ugly noises.
Whatever, just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nightfall. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then I assumed he had left the exercise.
Check it out of the bag, but we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene. It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd. Well, I gotta get going. I'm kind of in a hurry. Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So Mr. Fukisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together? But Hina and I had invited him to exercise, and there's plenty of chance, and he always declined. Only because he was a friend, you found out the secret inside, right? Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed. Ooh, what a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever met up with was the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was. But knowing what we know, I can't even guess. No, you already know. You already have what you need to make the connection. Huh? You know who the killer is. Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Injected a check jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who is waiting for him. Are you sure about that? You really think you can figure out who did it based on pieces of evidence that we don't have?
Yes, you have to take down some fingerprints or something? Even if we had equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it! As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe we can make some inferences if you just take the time to talk it out. Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special. Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. You think there might be some connection between the culprit and CHIHIRO'S jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket detail.
CHIHIRO'S jacket really holds some clue about the killer? Somehow it's really hard to believe.
Come on, I'm the one that suggested it. Of course it holds a clue. First of all, we know where Chihiro is headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it. He picked the tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing. So what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Get exercising sucks! Objection. I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from a warehouse if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Right. What he just said right now is really odd.
How did he know something like that?
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? Hold on a moment.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
What Celeste testified a few minutes ago. She said,
So I'm stuffing a check jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assume he had enough to exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say CHIHIRO'S blue tracksuit?
What are you just...
Hey Celeste, what color was CHIHIRO'S tracksuit? Did I just say jacksuit? Tracksuit.
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
Before we began the trial, did you tell anyone about that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then Mundo, how did you know who the color CHIHIRO'S tracksuit was? Because I just... I'm sure you said it closed at some point during the investigation?
No, that can't be it. Bag and clothes were sure to be disposed of by the time we began our investigation. The only reason he could have known what color your tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. It's the only possibility. Cherry, are you talking about Chihiro? So how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or did you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me and he was carrying a tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either, according to Celeste's testimony.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. Just like that, she was gone.
But Celeste noticed that Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the back. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have known what color the tracksuit was. It would appear you've dug your own grave. Perhaps, but you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit, and it'll be obvious who you met with. What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? You pulled the Phoenix right. Your true intention was somehow slip the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put him on edge. That's right, however. Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious of Mondo?
That's a good question. There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't realize it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You go like how guys do, but for girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to revert to him as a dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Yeah, you know such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful! No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You were all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. I guess you'd try to treat me like a goddamn criminal, huh?
Well, you are a criminal, because biker gang leader.
Yeah, he would never do something like that. It's a false accusation.
It's true, my reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That's fast.
Why does this present us with a problem? It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little girlfriend is telling me. Oh yeah, that reminds me. You fooled me. Weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant. Jeez, in your confidence, just get back and walk away. It's fine, man, just tell us. Even I'm showing that shit all the time. It's then. I'm here, Def.
What do you have there?
It be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground. Well, I scooped it up. Put it on the ground, right? That it must belong to? Obviously, it belongs to us. Ryochihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
What a fact.
What a fact indeed. I was totally sure I found it.
And there must be some clue about the culprit, right?
No, that would have been helping, but it's twisted. It won't even turn up.
I imagine the culprit probed it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right, they're not! They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one. And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as Lee Leon sitting to assist in the main hall. For all your confidence, this is a remarkably high failure rate. Did you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbook break? There's only one possible explanation. You already told us that the handbook has a weak point, didn't you?
Look, yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what that weakness is, right, Monokuma? So what is it? You're asking me? I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial. But if I tell you it's someone else that's to copy it, that would be very not good. Still up, buddy. Why would we want to break our own handbooks? Oh well, I do have a weakness for pushing demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... drumroll please! Brrrr. When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yes, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Straight here, you don't get burned, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna was somehow pushed away directly onto your skin, you definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
They are traveling back of knowledge. Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
Now that I found out, Monikuma said you didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed, it's quite the mystery.
What did I find out by accident?
What do you mean by excellence?
What did the killer took their own handbook into the sauna not knowing its weakness and it broke? They'd realized it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. Once they had CHIHIRO'S handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I wouldn't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who might have taken their handbook into the sauna. I might know someone who did. And we'll expose that someone in the next episode to wrap up this trilogy of a trial. Now, the guys that are watching, and the girls too, the guys and girls that are watching who are using their brains probably already figured out who it is. Is your hunch correct? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see in the next video. I had fun. I hope you had fun. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.